I've always been around creative people. I had an aunt who became a professional artist, so when I was in the second grade, I had my own set of watercolors and big artist pad to do pictures on. I had excellent art education all through my school years, elementary and high school. I can't say that I've had any professional training since as a photographer. That was pure amateur. It just, there were things around me. I used to carry cameras all the time. So the creativity helps me save things. Also with photography, you don't have to wait for the paint to dry. that appealed to me too. You get it fairly quickly, even before digital photography. But it is something that is easily shared with other people and can often encourage someone else to also find their particular piece of the creativity world and express themselves. So that appeals to me too, to share it with a broader audience. Well, from the time that I came to town, and even to some extent today, there are people who, oh, you live on the west side? And there have been times that it was a difficult place to be. It still is upon occasion, just like every other place in town. And just our community has always been very mobile. So we have people coming in for work or school they're not from around here. And they don't know the stories. And as time goes by and the people who do know all of this heritage, particularly of this neighborhood, are passing on or can't live in the neighborhood anymore, it gets lost that way too. I give a lot of credit to our museum folks that are always willing to help preserve those stories or the images. And when we start to look back at those stories from the earlier times, particularly in this neighborhood, you go, oh, the engineer who drove the train to get our new fighting equipment to take it to Chicago to fight the big Chicago fire. He apparently broke rail speed records to get there. He lived in a house right down the street from me. And one of his sons was a noted surgeon, was also for a while the medical officer at the orphans home in Normal. So all of these connections, plus say the longtime industry that was there, so to preserve those stories, to remind people what this neighborhood, this area contributed and what it still does. And that we have new people coming along, people who are new to the neighborhood, younger people who are finding their ways to express their creativity and found object art, that sort of thing. That also said, oh, to the rest of the community, okay, let's study on this a little. And one other good thing about our West Bloomington Revitalization Project, which is right across the street from my house, that has drawn people from all over the community. Wow, I've never been over here before. This is pretty cool. And they come to the tool library or the Veggie Oasis or the bike co-op, and the people who come to volunteer at Boys and Girls Club and other entities, organizations in our neighborhood, they're learning more about the neighborhood and its people too. So this is, several people said, oh, when I told them that this was coming up. So I think you may see a few new faces in here. Just say, what is this about? And that's a good thing for the Art Center as well as for our neighborhood.